Hello, everybody. Welcome to the fourth part of the basic ICT skills. In the previous video session, we learned what are the applications of computers in different fields. Now, let us try to understand what is this computer system. So, computer systems or computers and internet have become a very integral part of our lives, whether we are students or doctors or engineers or lawyers or any profession that we are. Computers are there with us either directly or indirectly. So, how they are? Now, in a present day scenario, information is the most important thing. We have to store large amounts of data. We have to distribute large amount of data. We have to collect large amount of data, and all these things has to happen very, very quickly. So, which is that device which is going to help us? Obviously, all of you know it is nothing but computer. So, what is this computer then? A computer is an automatic electronic calculating device which can process a given input in a prescribed manner to produce a desired output at a very high speed with remarkable accuracy. As I told you, collecting of information, storing and distributing requires lot amount of accuracy and speed. So for that, that is why a computer system is the most apt the electronic device that we can use. Now, this computer system can also perform all arithmetic and logical functions according to the instructions given in a systematic order to solve any problem and produce processed information. See what all it can do? It can perform arithmetic and logical functions according to what? According to the instructions that we gave in order to solve any problem. It may be simple, it may be complicated, everything this computer system is going to do it for us. So now, after we know what is a computer, next thing we should know what is there inside the computer, which is going to help us perform all these things. So now we shall understand which are the parts of the computer. Which are the parts of the computer. So there are four main parts, that is input unit, memory unit, central processing unit, and output unit. As we have brain, we have hands, we have legs, we have sensory organs in our body. Similarly, computer system is made up of four units. Again, I'm going to repeat for all of you. It is input unit, memory unit, central processing unit, and output unit. Now, all these units, they work together, and computers work with the interaction of hardware and software. Now, one by one in detail, we are going to study, but first, we are going to understand the difference between hardware and software. Now, all the devices of the computer or all the units of the computer which we can see, which we can touch and feel, those devices or those units, they are called as the hardware devices or the hardware units. Coming to software, the instructions that we give to the computer in the form of instructions or codes, which we cannot touch and we cannot feel, those set of instructions come under the category of what? They are called as the software. Like your operating system, your Microsoft Office, all those things we cannot touch and we cannot feel it them. So that is why they are coming under software. Now let us go to some of the components of the computer. That is the input unit. So now input unit is what? We can see these devices, we can touch and we can feel. So input unit comes under which one? It comes under the hardware. The devices which we can see and we can touch, those devices, they come under the input unit or the hardware devices. So what is the job of this input unit? The job of the input unit or the devices is to take the instructions and give the instructions to the computer to perform certain tasks. So input data instructions are given to the computer using this unit. There are various input devices, as you can see over here. The normal ones are keyboard, mouse, then we have scanner, light pen, joystick, optical character recognition, optical mark recognition, magnetic ink character recognition. We have web camera, we have trackball, digital camera. So many input devices are there. Why they are called as input devices? The only reason is that using these devices, I feed the instructions to the computer unit to do some processing. Now, the next thing is nothing but your CPU or the central processing unit. As we all know, human beings have got what? We have got our brain to do the processing. But for computers, they have a unit which is called as the CPU or the central processing unit. This is also known as microprocessor or the brain of the computer. And this is responsible for all the functions and all the processes which are happening inside the computer. Now, this CPU is not alone. It has got two important things, that is ALU, that is arithmetic logic unit, CU, and the control unit. Now, in detail, we'll study about ALU and CU. Now, we'll see what are the functions of the CPU. The functions of the CPU are as follows. It accesses and stores the relevant data and instructions during the processing. Now, whenever something has to get processed, first it has to collect all the data, that is relevant data, and then the instructions to process the data, and then it starts the processing part. After that, what it can do, it has to control the sequence of operations. What are the operations to be done? That sequencing part also has to be taken care. Next one, it cannot work alone. It has to work in tandem with all the other devices that are connected to it. So what does it do? It gives commands and coordinates the actions of all parts of the computer system. And then finally, when everything is ready, it carries out the processing and gives the output to the user. Now, how is all these things going on? Now, the output is going to be given with the output devices. But before that, we should know that there is a concept called as memory or the storage unit. Now, there are two types of memory. One is your primary storage and the other one is your secondary storage. Okay. So now, memory unit is divided to two categories. Why memory is required? To store the instructions for present or the latest calculations and for storing the data for future use also. Now, under primary memory, we have two, that is RAM and ROM. And under secondary memory, we have hard disk, CD, DVD, pen drive, Blu-ray disc, and many more secondary storage devices. I think all of you know what is the full form of RAM. Again, we are going to recollect that. RAM stands for random access memory and ROM stands for read-only memory. Here, now RAM is the data storage unit where the instructions are stored during the processing. When the computer is running, that time whatever instructions has to be stored, that is stored in the RAM, and the data can be accessed randomly from any location. And also, it is a volatile memory. Volatile means what? The data will be stored only till the time the power supply is given. Once you take away the power supply, the data is gone. Now, what are the instructions which are stored in ROM then? That is read-only memory. The manufacturers are going to store the booting up process data or the instructions that are required to start the computer and then get ready for taking the instructions. Those instructions are stored in ROM, that is read-only memory. Now, next, secondary memory is stored for what? For data that we are going to store for future use. Maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, maybe our years together, I need to store the data. Then I go for hard disk. You can see some of the pictures which are depicted over here. We can see hard disk, we can see CD, that is compact disk. Similarly, we have a digital versatile disk or DVD to store multimedia kind of data. We have pen drives, we have Blu-ray disc. And here in the picture, you can see floppy disk also, but nowadays floppy disks are no longer used. So these are the places where the data can be stored. Coming to the next one, as I told you, once the processing is done, the data has to get displayed or shown to us. And that unit is nothing but your output unit. So output unit's job is to do what? It is used to show the result of the operation performed by the computer. Once we do the processing in our brain, how do we show that we have understood? Either we speak or we write. So similarly here, it is going to show us the result of the operation, and it can be in any form like textual form, graphical form, audio or video form. And some of the devices which are going to help to do that is your monitor, your printer, and plotter. As you can see, all the three images I have put, you can see the monitor in the center, printer in the left hand side, and plotter is in the right hand side. Speaker, all of you know, that is used for showing the data in the audio form. So in this video session, let us quickly revise what all we have done. We understood what is a computer and what are the units of the computer, 4 units, and then each of them we understood thoroughly. In the next session, more about this computer system are going to come. Till then, students, take care. Bye-bye.